बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। सो ये जो तुम्हारी पूरी जॉब है मैंने यहाँ पर कॉपी पेस्ट कर दी है। अब मैं इसके हिसाब से तुमको बताता हूँ कि तुमने किस तरह से बात करनी है। पहला है आ, ये इनको जो बंदा चाहिए ना वो ऐसा बंदा चाहिए कि जिसके पास बिज़नेस का अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस हो, यानी कि वो अच्छे तरीके से बात करे मुख्तलिफ टीम्स के दरमियान। ठीक है, यहाँ पर बात करते हैं द रोल विद अस द सिक्योरिटी एनालिस्ट सिक्योरिटी एनालिसिस सिक्योरिटी एनालिस्ट रोल will be instrumental in providing subject matter expertise advice to help Telstra team to integrate strategic external partners, including where there are cloud and externally hosted environments, while still maintaining a clear understanding of the alignment of Telstra. So तुमने highlight करना है कि देखो भाई, तुमने बोलना भाई, I hail from an extremely technical background, but at the same time, I do understand the reason I've been successful and instrumental in terms of using my experience. It's because I do understand and appreciate the business requirements, because the business requirements always dictate what are the technical requirements. The technical requirements doesn't dictate what the business requirements are. No, it's the opposite, right? So I do understand all of those things. So even if I'm assessing a solution, if I'm assessing uh, a SIEM, a security information event monitoring system, if I'm assessing a FIM, file integrity monitoring solution, if I'm assessing how to perform vulnerability assessment, if I'm assessing and planning how to perform a cloud assessment for a partner that will be integrated within our business, I always keep in front of myself the key business requirements, because that is what dictates what are my rules of engagement and what I need to do to ensure that my employer key business requirements are met, but at the same time, we are able to integrate the technologies as per the compliance and business requirements, right? So that's what you need to say. And this is where, like, I do understand and appreciate how to interact and understand and basically try to absorb all the requirements coming from legal, from procurement, from architecture, from our strategic partners, from network, from risk, from cybersecurity, from network and from NOC and from SOC, all the places, right? Everyone sees their requirements as the key requirements. But collectively, if you combine all of them, this is what makes a business successful, right? So that's what I intend to focus on. So ये तुमने बात करनी है. The role will drive the provision of specialist cybersecurity expertise to ensure that the development and ongoing operational assurance of information security for Telstra, its outsourced IT systems, platforms, application networks, and manage customer service जो ना उनकी सारी चीज़ें हो. So बताओ कि भाई, if you're looking for a person who wants and you want to develop the 27001 requirements, the 27017 for cloud security, the 27018 for cloud privacy, uh, because I do understand that Telstra has a lot of solutions, and I'm assuming that the research that I did, you have a lot of solution as it relates to IoT. There's a consumer business unit. There's a business unit, and then there are different plans, right? So there are different solutions. For example, from the consumer side, there's mobile plans, there's entertainment, right? Obviously, there are different packages, and Telstra is using its IP net, its grid, the internet grid that they have in terms of supporting the entertainment business, and then also the coverage services. Uh, it, it appears like they have good 5G coverage as well. Now, on the business side, I do understand and appreciate, like, there are different business solutions. There are cybersecurity services. There are digital marketing services, Go Digital Consult, technical services. And all of these services absolutely is something where I can come in and I can play a very positive role, because in the past, I have been working in all of these key areas, right? Uh, when it comes to cybersecurity, if there is a NOC or SOC requirement, I can build it up. If there are technical requirements, I can embed them within the network. So there's a lot of things that we can do and provide a very unified cybersecurity services to our customers. Absolutely, I do understand you guys are already doing it, and this is where I can come in and I can provide my expertise, what I've learned from working in some of these complex networks that I've been working, especially at Ghanima. Like I've been working in terms of building up these complex networks as it relates to different standards, right? So this is going to absolutely help me in bringing in my experience of what are the key requirements are and how I can integrate those key requirements as per the business requirements of Telstra. To give you an example, if there's a requirement for, as I said, for 27,017, 27,001, 17, 27,018, 27,019 for electric grids, if you guys want to provide some cybersecurity services over there. There's also road vehicle cybersecurity engineering, platform for IoT. This is a big thing for IoT. For the IoT specific security and privacy, there's a 27,400 series, which talks about all the key provisions we have to ensure that exist within the IoT systems. Now, I'm assuming, again, and that you guys already have that in place. And if not, then absolutely I can come in and I can play a very positive role in terms of ensuring that you have that right in there. So this is where I can come in and I can play my part. If you ask me to explain to you what my strengths and my weaknesses are, my strengths are basically a person who's extremely technical but is able to understand the value of the business and how to translate all of these business requirements into security and compliance requirements, right? So if you talk about integrated implementation, if you talk about the attribute-based, entity authentication, and these are all the things that comes into the telco side. If you talk about the PII, there's a lot of personally identifiable information. PCI DSS, if you guys are processing your own, basically payment card, data, because it's a telco. Normally telcos, they do perform that. Otherwise, they can also outsource it as well. But we have to make sure like those are our customers, and whoever the payment processor is, it's keeping our customer data secure and compliant. All of these things, they do matter, right? As I said, PCI DSS, there's for the IoT and security and privacy, for the biometric information protection, all of these things, they matter and play a vital role in terms of what I can do. My weaknesses are, you can say, I keep on learning. I'm going to call it as my weakness because I am never satisfied in terms of learning and experiencing new things, right? So the reason that excites me the most at Telstra is because it will provide me all the opportunities, and I really would like to experience everything. Like if you go at a restaurant and you see a menu, I'm one of the guys who will say, you know what, I'm going to try everything, a little bit of everything, right? And then I would like to see which ones are the best dishes that I would like to keep on consuming on a continuous basis. That's the kind of person I am, because technology, is evolving. The emerging, sciences like cybersecurity, digital forensics, offensive security, SCADA, basically all the SCADA industries, IoT, IIoT, the industrial IoT, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of them, they converge and they have one singular purpose: to support the businesses. There's DevOps, there is SecOps, there is DevSecOps. Nowadays I'm studying the DevOps part as well, the Kubernetes and the Dockers and all those things, because the role of cybersecurity is evolving at such a faster pace that you will see security as a code will be coming in down the line. It's already upon us, right? Cybersecurity and GRC as a code will be embedded within every application. It may take some time, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 years, but eventually it will happen. So that's where like I see myself, and my technical background certainly helps me in terms of making sure that I am at that level that I want to be. So to keeping that into consideration, that's where I see myself. um, and obviously the networking part supports me because I do understand all the technical sides of the network. And I reviewed all of your backgrounds, right? And you guys also came from the same networking side and slowly transitioned to cybersecurity. I also started my journey as a network engineer, and then I went into cybersecurity, right? So that's, I mean, that's how I see myself, right? Um, within the within the DevOps side, there are multiple things, which is upon us. And one of the job description I saw that which is mentioned here, cataloging security services catalog, including partner security services used by the DevOps features team to integrate automated security testing. Now, this is very interesting because if you see that, you know, there is infrastructure as a code, there is the role of automation, there is continuous integration and deployment, there is configuration management, there is orchestration, there is automated security testing, there are monitoring tools. You guys might be using an Elastic Stack. There's Kubernetes and cloud native ecosystem. There's software defined networking, software defined data center, microservices. I mean, the list keeps on going on, right? And when it comes to the tools coverage, there's Jenkins, Ansible, Docker. These are the things nowadays I'm interacting with, learning with, and part at the Ghanima is basically I'm learning all of these things because I'm participating in one of the world's largest complex networks development, which mimics pretty much like I mean this, they have huge networks of more than 2,000 servers, right? And they keep on creating new networks, new designs, so on and so forth. And which is like they're using Nagios CI/CD pipelines, Terraform, Gradle, Jira, Puppet Chef, all of these things, right? So my understanding is that I'm working into making sure that I transition into all of these things, right? And this is why your role pretty much, I would say, streamlines to what I'm looking for in an organization, in a role for my own personal development as well, right? So that's how I see myself. And then it talks about एहतिशाम के बाद सिक्योरिटी डिज़ाइन आर्किटेक्चर की बात करते हैं, कंसोलिडेशन की, वो सब चीज़ें. सो अब इसमें कोई ऐसी चीज़ बहती नहीं है, ठीक है? जो तुम्हारे पुराने इंटरव्यू की तैयारी कराई है ना, उसके हिसाब से उसको देखो और लेके जाओ. और पॉलिसीज़ लिखना, थ्रेट रिस्क असेसमेंट्स करना, 27001 का नाम लो कि मैं उसके हिसाब से करता हूँ. द TRAs, SOC type 1, type 2. Type 1 is for a period in time, type 2 is for type 1 is point in time, SOC type 1. SOC type 2 is a period of time where you have to design the controls and assess the controls. But essentially, if you do not understand the network, then how can you test the controls, right? So you need to understand all of these things. So develop templates, standardize guidance, workflows to automate low risk engagement requests. I mean, absolutely, I'm a big believer in automation, and certainly I would like to do that. So ये छोटी सी चीज़ें हैं, ठीक है? इसमें कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है. और बाकी जो उन्होंने तुमसे मांगा है, ये एक ना गवर्नेंस का रोल है. इसमें तुम्हारा टेक्निकल जो बैकग्राउंड है ना, तुम्हें काम आएगा और बता रहे हैं तुमको. और फिर आखिर में बता दो कि भाई अपने इसके बारे में NV1 क्लियरेंस के ऊपर बात करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जस्ट हाईलाइट कि भाई मैं अभी भी किया है मैंने. और इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लाइब्रेरी के अंदर बताओ कि भाई व्हेन इट कम्स टू change management, problem management, issues management, configuration management, all of these things, I do understand their importance. And obviously, when you're working with the cybersecurity in GRC, this is something that you interact and you deal with it on a continuous basis, right? So absolutely, I do understand that. And even I understand the importance of SMS, Service Management System, which is the ISO 20000 system, the standard through which you have to deploy and and standardize your whole service management portfolio. something that I've seen within my own organization, and I've interacted with with the consultants and led some of those audits myself. So I do understand all the key things. So ये चीज़ें हैं बस इसमें, जाओ अल्लाह का नाम लेके, ये 10-15 मिनट की फ़ाइल है, इसको गौर से सुनो, लिखो, पॉइंट्स लिखो, और अल्लाह ताला तुम्हें कामयाबी अता फरमाए। मैं भी नमाज़ पढ़ने जा रहा हूँ, तुम्हारे लिए खुसूसी दुआ करता हूँ, अल्लाह ताला तुम्हारे लिए आसानी फरमाए। ठीक है, जज़ाकल्लाह खैर, अस्सलामु